This is a quick demo of Visual Builder Pro, almost ready to hit the streets. Let's go to the forms. So we've got an admin for Laravel that is separated from Laravel, your regular installation. It's got its own URL, its own login, its own users. When you log in, you can go to view all of your forms or add a new one. Let's add a new one. So essentially the premise is that all forms contain fields, validators, and they're linked to some kind of input type for the user. So we're connecting up fields to the models and putting them in a form that can be reused. So we're going to create a dynamic form. Name of the form, let's go user create. Where will the form to submit to? So we've got a list of system URLs. So let's look for user.create. There it is. So it's telling us the named route and the URL that it's going to submit to. Models to be bound. Let's pick our own user, that one. It's a post method. I need to do validation so we know when we've selected this route what methods are available to us. I need to update this to validate that, and the component it's going to use to render the form. That's the standard. So that's now going to create a dynamic form and give us a layout. So we've got to choose which kind of layout we want. This is very blue, but it doesn't have to be blue. It can be some other color, whichever we prefer. Quite like the red. So let's go to column. So it gives us a two-column layout. It's just like Visual Composer for WordPress. Because we've told it that we're using the user model, it's given us a list of the available fields to the user. So we're going to say full name and email address, and let's add another row, and in there we'll put password and password confirmation. Let's see how that looks. So top right we can go to preview and it's just going to load up. There it is. So that's our form, laid out as we'd expect it. All of these properties of the field have been predefined, which we can look at under fields, and you can edit what the label is, what the placeholder is, the icon, the info box. This is a particular password field that will show and hide the password. So if we type in there, we can toggle. No, except that's not working because this is an empty. This isn't defined as a form yet. It's just a preview. Anyhow, there's the form, and here's the code that you need to put in your controller to build that form. And that's the blade component required to render it. So stick that in the view. Behind the scenes, what that's doing is creating this piece of blade from the layout that we've set out over here. And if I decide actually I want to have date of birth over there, and let's put biography down here for fun, and now go and preview. Hopefully that will, hey, there it is. Oh no, I'm missing a field there. So let's have gender in there. Preview. That's better. But actually I could probably get another column in there. It's quite big, isn't it? Let's go with 3 columns. So we'll add another column. Oh good. And then we can stick that over there. And let's stick gender down here. And obviously these columns by default just will go to 1/3, or they'll just fit equally. But we can also specify classes on the columns to say how they're going to work for responsive. So we could say actually we want this as a very small column. Let's make it 3. Save. Oh, and that's on small devices. Yeah. There we go. So made that smaller. Obviously the controller action doesn't change, but this blade content will now change, so you can see the structure. You've got rows, columns. So that is Visual Builder.